Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome class to Arabic 101. We are on chapter 18, page 100, and this is class 46. What we took last week was we learned a little bit about al-muthenna, and we learned about kem. We said al-muthenna, we took mufrad, which means singular, and we've taken jam', which means plural, right? So how do you say dual? In the Arabic language, there's a form, it's called the dual form. It's a way to say two of something, all right? So what we had as an example in the book is the word ajalatun, right? Ajalatun. What is the meaning of ajalatun? Huh?
Wheel.
Yes, wheel. It means wheel or tire. If you wanted to say there are two wheels, how do you say that? Yes, so for muthenna, you have to add an alif and a noon, and that noon always ends with kasra, always. This, we are going to just make it a regular ta. And now here's the alif, here's the noon, right? Alif, noon. What did it become? Ajalatani. And that means two wheels now, two tires. All right? Billand. Here's the word rajulun. Rajulun. If I was going to say two men, what would I add? Rajulani. So I'm just going to put an alif here. Rajulani. Is that simple enough? It's easy, right? No?
Right now.
Yeah, right now. There's nothing to fool us.
Is it dhamma on the lam?
On the lam, raju. I'm sorry, it's fatha. Should be fatha. Rajulani. And it had to have a fatha because the alif requires that a fatha is before it, most of the time. Or actually all the time. If there's an alif, it's always going to be a fatha before him. All right. We also took the word kam, and we said kam means how many or how much. So you can simply say something like kam hadha, which means
How much is this?
yeah, how much is this? Kam hadha. All right? But what if we want to actually count something? What you're going to put after the word kam, if you're not going to say this, right? But you want to say, how many chairs do you have? How many books do you have? How many students do you have? In English, we'll say in the plural form, right? How many pages, how many books, how many cars. In Arabic, you're going to use the singular form, right? And it is going to end mansub with fathatain. All right, so we're going to say kam. Let's use something that doesn't have that ya in there. Give me the word for car.
Sayyaratan.
So,
Sayyaratan.
kam sayyaratan. Right?
Can you write like a full sentence?
Yeah, kam sayyaratan fi في السوق. That's fine. في السوق. You know, سوق is like in the marketplace, right? كم سيارة في السوق. How many cars, and this is a singular form. Remember the plural form ends with a long alif and it ends with an open ta. سيارات. You don't do that when you say how many. You use the singular form. كم سيارة في السوق. What they used in the book, if you look at number 1, What does it say at the very top? Not number 1. Kam akhan laka ya Muhammadu. So even though the word akhan is mufrad or jam' Ismail, it's mufrad. Akh, singular, mufrad. But you say akhan, kam akhan laka. That means how many brothers do you have, O Muhammad? Now, here's to see who was really paying attention. What is that second word called? What was this word called? Oh, yeah. It was called tamyiz. Tamyiz. And what do we say tamyiz is? It is a word that comes to identify or to specify whatever was mentioned before. So right here you're saying how many? How many what? You need to identify something. So that word tamyiz is identifying what is being asked.
I have a question.
Aywa.
You said come is how much and how many, right?
That's true.
And there's also, can you
Because if I say kam hadha,
price, like how much is this one? Like price also, you can use that?
yes. But for right now, when you say kam hadha, this just simply means how much is this, right? How much is this?
Quantity or price?
No, that's price. How much is this?
Also mean quantity, right? If I give you a bunch of cash, like, can you ask how kamada?
Yeah, if you give me a bunch of cash and I say kam hadha, it's like how much is this? It's still how much is this?
Or like,
You wouldn't say how many. It'll be on context.
if I give you books, right? So,
I like how these two tag team this. Both of them. It was a question that come only from Amir or from Ismail. But anyways, but if you're saying you want to say like, can it mean how many, right? This is when it becomes how many. Kam sayyaratan, how many cars, right? If you start with just like a ism ishara right after it, it's probably, I believe it's going to mean how much is this. If ism ishara will come like hada, hadihi, or dhalika, or tilka.
Like come hada sayara.
Kam,
So how much is the car?
how much is this? So if ism ishara, that was your question?
Yeah, that's my question.
If ism ishara comes right after it, it's going to be for price.
Oh, after.
Yes. If this is ism ishara, you guys remember that, right? And ism ishara can also mean dhalika, tilka, or, ulaika. So if that comes right after kam, you're talking about price here. If the tamyiz come, this is still tamyiz, but we won't get into why it didn't change. But if it's an actual word, right? Like this, like sayyaratan, akhan, it's how many. All right? The word you are looking for is like price or value. And you say thamanu.
You have to say that in the sentence.
You don't have to, but if he was saying kem, if you said like kem thamanu, right?
What's the point?
Kem thamanu hadha.
I just say come.
What is the price of this?
And is Nishana only used on the hada or hadihi also because of the sayara is one?
Kem hadhihi. Yeah, you have to change it according to whatever is being mentioned.
And when we are using ism ishara, we don't have to mansoob, right?
Ism ishara is mabni. So it's not going to change. It's mansoob, but it's not going to change.
Are you going to change the position, right? Like hada, come, or hada?
Actually, that would still work, but
Really?
it does, yeah. Hada kem or kem hada, it works. Because you can say man hada or hada men. It's still okay. Arabic is flexible like that. Who is this or this is who? That's what's happening.
They came to complicate it.
Whatever they can to show you that it's an ocean with no shore. There's no end to it. It's just ocean. So you're not going to get to the bottom of something. Thinks I'm working out because of the questions. طيب. We understand kem. فهمنا kem? Fahimna means we understand. Fahimna or fahimtu? What's fahimna?
We.
And what's fahimtu?
You.
I. And just regular fahima is he. Nothing's added. Fahima, fahimtu, fahimna, all of us. Fahima means he understood. Yeah, fahima, he understood. Fahima, he understood.
It's not 3 As.
I thought heading.
Well, it's just a fatha at the end. Naam.
You said when ism ishara comes after kam,
How much is this?
how much is? Okay, the next one. Kam sayyaratan.
How many cars?
Okay, how I identify if he say asking me
If it's an object,
the price?
if it's not ism ishara, it's how many. If ism ishara, it's how much. If it's a person or an object or something, it means how many. If it is hada or hadihi or dhalika or tilka, it's how much. Make sense? All right. We are still on the half. This was last week's class. This was last week's class. You guys are aware of this? Okay. So if there's more questions, go into last week and look it up online. لها عجلتان, middle of the page. كم عيدا في السنة يا زكريا.
Where are you?
In the middle of the page, page 100. كم عيدا.
Okay.
Yes. Eid, we said, is a holiday or an annual celebration, right? That's what Eid means. كم عيدا في السنة يا زكريا. How many holidays in the year? في السنة عيدان هما عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى. So he says في السنة عيدان.
In 1 year.
In the year. في السنة عيدان.
2 holidays.
2 holidays. You see the alif, noon? That's what? What is that called?
2 people. 2 holidays.
Arabi. What's it called?
Dual.
Arabi still.
Mira, hold on. Musanna.
مُثَنَّى. مُثَنَّى. طيب. Somebody else read. مظفر. Loud so we can hear in the camera.
في الساعة عيدان.
No, في السنة.
في السنة عيدان.
نعم.
هما عيد الفطر وعيد الأضحى.
الأضحى. What's Eid al-Fitr? What is that? Which Eid? That's the Eid of Ramadan. Eid al-Adha.
Qurban.
Adha is the meaning of
No.
sacrifice. It means sacrifice.
Qurban.
Qurban means to go closer to.
No, we call it Qurban Hayy. Second one we call it Qurban Hayy.
I'll tell you why. Because in Arabic, they call that Qurban as well, right? إذ تقرب قربانا فتقبل, right? إذ قرب قربانا فتقبل من أحدهما ولم يتقبل من الآخر. The sons of Adam, you know, they one of them put a qurban to Allah and it was accepted from one and rejected from the other. Qurban. Qurban means something that you use to get close to Allah, like qareeb. You hear the word qareeb? Qurban. Something that you use to get close or draw close to Allah. All right.
Ya Ibrahim, abuke tajirun kabirun.
Kabirun. Not kabirun, kabirun.
Kabirun. Kam matjaron indahi. Right?
What's making it he? Is there something?
Huh?
Is there something to make it indahi?
Indahi. Huh?
Is there something to make it a kasra? So what should you leave it at?
Indahun.
Indahu.
Indahu.
Keep it a dhamma.
Okay. So kam
Matjaran.
matjaron indahu.
Good. يا إبراهيم أبوك تاجر كبير كم متجرا عنده.
Yo Ibrahim, your father is big businessman
Yeah.
and
كم
how much-
متجر.
how many
Mhm.
something
متجر. What's تجارة?
Tijara business.
Business. So matjar is the place of business. That's when you, well, it could just be a shop, for example. Matjar could just mean shop.
Dukani?
Dukkan, yeah, it's similar to dukkan.
In some books we have come sayyara.
Some of you guys have sayyara? Yeah, okay, that's okay. That means just cars.
So matjara.
Matjar means businesses or shops. Okay?
How many shops he has?
Yeah, how many shops does he have? عنده,
He has.
it means either shops, businesses, right? It's the same thing. Who's next? Huh? No. He has. Matjar. Billand.
عنده متجران كبيران.
What does that mean? What's عنده? He has.
He has two big shops.
Yeah, two big shops, two big businesses.
So it's like a nat and not mamud.
Man'ut.
So it's like that.
It's not and man'ut. So now what you also notice that, remember we said the na'at has to copy the man'ut, right? So we said rajulun kabirun, we said baytun jamilun, whatever. So now we're using, what's the word? Matjarani. And then we said kabirani. What if I said matjarani kabirun? What's kabirun for? It's khata. What if I said matjarani kabiratun? What's kabiratun used for?
Feminine, big,
Singular, feminine. What if I said matjarani kibarun?
plural.
It's plural. It needs to be muthenna. It's got to match it. Matjarani kabirani.
Isn't like singular plural used for non?
Singular, plural.
I mean singular feminine used for
Plural objects.
for objects. Wouldn't that be a plural object?
This is
But since
muthenna.
it's two, it has to.
It's muthenna. It's not plural. It's its own category,
Okay.
own stuff. The muthenna has its own rules. All right?
For sayyara tani is kabir tani.
Kabiratani.
Yeah, are we missing alif? In the textbook there is kabir tani.
For what?
Alif. For sayyara tani.
What does it say?
Kabir tani.
Kabira tani.
Kabira.
He's saying
We are missing alif.
alif.
In
Should be
kabir.
alif. He's saying. Kabira tani.
What's the problem? It's the way it should be.
No. I'm asking is, are we missing alif in the textbook?
Let's pass it up. Let's see.
There is no alif in kabir tani.
So in some textbooks we have عنده سيارتان كبيرتان وسيارتان صغيرتان. This is correct. What's the thing that's missing?
Kabirani. Alif.
This is mudhakkar.
It's just feminine because
Over here is
the
feminine.
plural is feminine.
Yeah.
sayyara
But there is no alif in feminine.
There is. It's ani.
Tani.
Tani. The word ends sayaratun. You got it? And then at the end, kabiratani passes back, please.
Come on, teacher.
Yeah. Amir.
كم نافذة في غرفتك
غرفتك. I'm sorry, غرفتي because of feet.
غرفتي
غرفتك.
غرفتك يا إسماعيل.
What's that sentence mean? كم نافذة. What is he saying?
How many windows you have in your room?
How many windows do you have in your room, O Ismail?
How many rooms? How many windows? Ismail?
Ja'far.
إسماعيل فيها نافذتان.
What does that mean?
Those.
There's two.
What's fiha?
Yeah.
in
In it.
In what?
in it?
In it. Fiha. And what's it referring to?
When in the house.
غرفة.
غرفة.
I'm talking to this guy right here. I know you know all the answers.
I'm not. I can't hold it, man. It's coming, man.
اصبر. just.
فيها in it
Uh-huh.
نافذتان.
Good. So in it, the غرفة is نافذتان. أحسنت. صلاة.
لمن هاتان دفتران.
What do we notice about هذا now?
What happened?
Even هذا goes into مثنى. So you say هذا, هذاني, if there's two. That's right. And they're going to blow your mind away in the next part also.
It's already blown.
It's going to be worse. نعم. So he said, لمن هذاني الدفتران. Whose are these two notebooks? Is that correct, Salah? Okay. Abdul Majid. هما لي. Even الضمير. We took هو and we took hum, right? هو. We took hum. What's هو? What's hum? They. And what about huma?
Two days.
Two. Both of them. So you have 1, 2, 3 or more. 1, 2, 3 or more. You already know 12 of them. This is just, or you only know 10 of them. They're just going to add these. No, there's not any more. Just this one and then the antuma. And that's it. These are the same. Here's the good thing. This is for both. But not hadha. Huma is male or female? Both. Huma is male or female?
Are we missing hunna?
No. Hunna is just, slash for plural here. طيب. Huma li. Both of those notebooks are mine. Now look what he's going to say. We've taken hadani. This is for two male daftars. What's the next one say? اقرأ. معلم. لمن
لمن هاتان
هاتان. It's the same as هذاني.
But for the woman.
But for a woman. Or مؤنث.
Can you make it more difficult?
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes this will be هذيني and sometimes it will be هاتيني.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For what? Hadani. For what?
حرف جر.
Huh?
حرف جر or something.
Oh my.
It's like حرف جر. If a حرف جر comes before it. That, now you know why they delayed. Now you know why they delayed bringing you muthenna. Because it is not like هذا is mebni. You guys remember what mebni means? It doesn't change. If fi comes in front of هذا, you say fi هذا. It's still fi.
So what's the
I mean,
English translation for Hadani?
both of these, or both of these feminine, both of these masculine, feminine.
Male.
It doesn't change until
These two will change because
like hadha has always been hadha until now, right?
هذا doesn't change. هؤلاء doesn't change. But the muthenna version of anything will change. That's why they delayed muthenna. And they didn't tell, because they told you singular, then they gave you plural, right? And you're like, why didn't they go in order? 1, 2, then 3 or more. This is why, because these things do all sorts of stuff. And what changes is not the haraka at the end. It's always hadani, ending with a kasra, or hadaini, still ending with a kasra, but rather it's this alif that's changing. And it's not necessary to know now, and we will not be taking any further questions.
Good.
If it's about hadani,
You said Hazaini.
no hadaini, we're done. No hadaini. It's not our class now. You need to know hadani and hatani. That's it.
First is mudhakkar and the second is muannath.
Yes, mudhakkar, masculine, hatani, muannath. So, sayaratun. Do I say hadani, sayaratani? I say hatani, sayaratani. I know, that's why I'm asking you guys. What's a mistaratun? You know?
No, I was gonna say
No. It's a ruler. Mistara is a ruler. Like what you measure with.
Wow.
Yeah, ruler. We've taken it.
You have that too?
You say the same?
No. I mean, the word, Mr.
Yeah. I think you guys got it from the Arab if you have it.
No, we don't have it.
Okay.
Jeff, does the description turn into like two as well? Like if you were to say,
You know, we said earlier, matjarani kabirani, and it was yours.
okay.
You remember that?
Hatani, sayaratani,
Kabira or Jamila. Jamila Tani. That's right. Now you know. Well, here's what it is. You can easily rhyme with hundreds of words now because you can just keep them all in the dual form, and no matter what it's going to be, it's going to sound the same. It's always going to end ani. Does that make sense? And that's what makes it so rich. That's what makes it so strong. That's why they'll write 1,000 poems and he's found 1,000 words that all end with ani. Because he's made them in the plural form, or he's made them dual form. You know, and that's why it makes it so easier. The same thing with una, muslimuna, right? Muhandisuna, any plural, mudarrisuna. That's what makes it unique, is that they can add these suffixes or these, you know, letters at the end to make it rhyme with other words. Let us continue. And the last one, it says, Huma li. I'm not going to have you read that, say that's too small. Huma, they are both mine. All right. Let's answer these words, right? It's going to ask you a question, and you're going to answer in Arabic. It says, Ajib an al-as'ila. What's ajib mean? Answer. An al-as'ila. Answer the questions. Al-atiya, the following. Musta'milan, using. Musta'milan is using. Al-muthenna. You guys know, you know why I'm telling you these words? Do you know why? Because every time we're taking a test, what am I doing? I'm telling you the instructions.
You see, you would not have to do it if you write it in English.
You see this book?
Question.
You see what it says? Arabic
And
course.
you see underneath?
But in
English course.
But now you guys are going to finish this book. You need to know the instructions. Because there's only maybe 1 month left of this book. 2 months at most. So you need to know the instructions.
Right, on the Ramadan.
Yeah.
Good.
Why? You guys have trouble as it is when you're not hungry. You're almost done. Okay, using muthenna. Number 1. What's the time? This was a tough subject. We might have to end early. Huh? 45? It's it's almost at 40 now. Okay. أجب على الأسئلة الآتية مستعملا المثنى. Answer this question, Sayyid. كم قلما عندك? How would you answer? What's he asking you?
How many pens I have?
How many pens عندك do you have? How would you answer? I want you to say, using muthenna, I have 2 pens. I couldn't hear you. Why did you say li instead of indi? They asked you with indi, so answer. Again? With conviction, like you're sure. Indi. Indi qalamani. That's right. Simple enough, right? I have 2 pens. يا عبد الشكور كم كتابا عندك?
How many books do you have?
That's right. What would you answer?
Hindi. Katabani. Kitabani.
Kitabani. I have 2 books. السيد محمد امتياز. كم سبورة في فصلكم?
How many?
What's a sabura? هذه سبورة.
كم سبورة?
سبورة.
سبورة في فصلكم.
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 Because of fi. I want you to say in it. Don't say fi. You know. I want to say in our. Because they said faslikum, right? So now how do you say in our class? Or just in it?
In it. Fiha.
Fiha, right? But that's if it was feminine.
Feminine.
Is it feminine?
No, masculine.
What do you say?
Fi.
Fihi. All right, good. Now, how would you answer if you added the word faslun?
Fihi faslun. Yes.
You would say in our, how do you say in our school or in our class?
In our.
In our. Because they said fi faslikum.
In your room.
Yeah, and now you answer in our room.
Faslan.
No.
Faslan.
Isn't that what the book said?
Fi faslina. You add the noon at the end.
Lunali.
Noon alif. Faslina. And this is why. Fi fasli. Na.
What is faslina?
What's the word faslun?
Room.
And what's na at the end of?
In our room.
Why do you ask me? If you know, why do you ask me? In our classroom.
Yeah, you confused me with Noon and Alif. I thought you were talking about Nani, the dual one.
No, because see, that's the thing. You guys have to also know how to answer. You can say fi faslina, or you can say fihi. You know? Because I don't want you to memorize what's in the textbook. I want you to express what you want to say. Otherwise, you're just going to say English, then translate. And you can't think like that learning a new language. You have to understand it in the language.
So fi faslina wahidatun?
No. No, we have two boards. Because I need you to answer in muthenna.
Okay. Fi faslina saburatan.
في فصلنا سبورتان. That's correct. أحسنت. يا عبد الملك. كم عمن لك sorry, you're كم ريالا عندك الآن يا ليلى. So you're Layla. What are they saying? And then answer in muthenna.
They're saying, how many riyals do you have now, O Layla?
That's right. How do you answer?
Indi
That's right.
riyalan, riyalani.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
He could say الآن. You could say الآن, but you don't have to. عندي ريالان. Is that easy? All we added was alif and noon to that. Noor, very good. Go ahead, Noor.
Which one?
The next one, كم أختا لك يا علي. That's it.
How many sisters do you have, Ya or Ali?
That's right. And how would you answer?
Li ukhtani.
Li ukhtani. Very good. Is that correct? That's correct.
Yes.
All right. Do you guys understand this lesson? Do you understand adding alif and noon? Muthenna. Okay? What is it?
For objects, we need to use li, right?
For objects, you use indi. Yes, for objects, you use indi. And for people, you use li. Okay. Number 6 now. Ismail. Last and final one.
كم عمن لك آمنة.
No, you skipped something.
يا آمنة.
And then you said laka.
كم عمن لك يا آمنة.
Now you got it. كم عمن لك يا آمنة. What is it saying?
How many ants do you have, يا آمنة?
Good. Now answer. أجب.
لي عمن.
Wait, you said how many ants? That's wrong.
It's uncle.
Uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because عمة is ant. Okay, so now you'd say لي
لي عمن.
لي عماني. That's it. Pause there. All right. All we have left now, ya ikhwan, is from number 7 to number 11, right? And there's one thing I need to clarify, and it's for the word akh, right? So we said the word akhun, it means brother. And ikhwatun is the plural, right? You see this wow? That's letting us know that there's originally a wow in this word. And that wow also returns whenever we make it dual, and it becomes akha wani. Okay, so that wow returns not because of the muthenna. The alif and noon is part of the muthenna. The wow returns because it needs to have that wow to come back. All right?
Abun, abawani.
Abun, abawani. Okay? Your homework will be to read those, to complete them, answer them. And also, page 101, page 102, right? It just says, Iqra waktub, read and write. Make sure you guys read that and understand it. When you come back on Monday, I will ask you about it. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.